Hello to everyone. Today I'm making a little video about my latest embroidery that I'm not going deeply into at the moment, but rather mentioning one material that I think is really cool, and maybe some other embroidery enthusiasts who have found this video get inspired by it, or get an idea that they want to use it somewhere. So it is called purl, textured purl. It has this kind of frosty finish, and so here there's a slight color difference that is maybe not that visible in the frame at the moment, but one is kind of a rusty or dusty orange and the other one is more red looking. And this bullion or French wire, it has many names. It comes in different finishes. So here the flower part is more smooth, this kind of looping surface. Then this is again wire check, or this kind of textured pearl. And one kind of characteristic of it is that it is quite like bouncy, and this is pretty stiff. So I wanted to mention this difference because this is not that classical that you usually see or is available to purchase. So be aware that filling in spaces is maybe not that easy. And I found some old little patches of swallows where so I have filled in the spaces all with that same kind of product, only the size differs, and as you can see it's possible to do it so that there are very almost no gaps in that sense. Here I used that same wire check in a filigree pattern or vibe, and filling in this part with that material that I'm using at the moment was way harder, because you can already see that it is not possible to fill it in so that it doesn't show any background color or surface. So that's something to be aware of if you find this kind of product that is like frosty looking, and when you cut it you already see that it's pretty stiff. Doesn't have this bounce, so that you can like push it shorter or smaller, and if this doesn't happen then you have to be way more precise, and just with some surfaces maybe, I don't know, you have to rethink how to do it, and maybe it's like not the best option at all if you want to be perfect, of course. And so here I'm using it to outline the text part, and although it is a bit more difficult to work with than these other products, this kind of bronze and golden colors, then I really like, because it looks vintage. And here from an angle you can actually also see that this kind of shifting color is pretty cool, because I didn't have enough material to be able to finish this text on its own. So my kind of tips are that as this is used so that you have to cut it into pieces yourself, and measure by eye what is the correct length. So it's not like with tiny seed beads that you just take them and use them. Here you have to cut it yourself, and I would advise checking that the endings on both sides are super clean, so that it's like a clean cut. It doesn't have any kind of like little spiral or dot there, because this is already something that pushes it further from the previous piece that you have cut, and creates a gap there. So obviously it's pretty hard to get like a totally straight line so that it seems as if it is just one piece. But if you want to be as perfect as possible, then I advise checking both parts that they're super clean, cut them again, and obviously positioning the needle just really close to the piece is kind of crucial, because otherwise here like 0.5 millimeter already makes a difference and might ruin your work. And so this is how it goes. Doesn't matter if you're filling in a space or I'm only doing these lines. You're using it in a way that you just cut the pieces, try to cut them in the correct length, then make sure that they are clean, usually with this other more classical material or product. You don't have to kind of recheck them, because the pieces will, let's say, kind of push themselves into one like area anyways, or one line. But with that one, if you spot something similar, then just know that it's kind of next level, in a sense that you have to be a little bit more precise, and you have to have maybe a little bit more patience, so that you wouldn't have this kind of gappy line or surface. And this was purchased by me on Etsy, so it's called textured pearl. And if you're interested in that kind of material, I'm like not promoting anybody here, then yes, it is more like this kind of contemporary material in that sense. And I like that it has this velvety finish, which is definitely not something with this classical metallic shiny sparkly pearls. So yeah, a little overview, and maybe you got new ideas, or it was just fun to watch. Thank you.